Hello. Thank you so much for joining us here. I'm Netta Irampour. Here at CBS 8, we are working for you. We're listening to your concerns, investigating your questions, and finding solutions that matter in our community. We're going to start this half hour in Chula Vista. The police department is the first in San Diego County to use artificial intelligence to generate police reports. Proponents say it'll speed up reporting and get officers back on patrol faster, but critics are raising some serious questions like who will be accountable when a machine writes a police report. CBS 8's Abby Black, working for you, took our questions to Chula Vista's police chief.
Testify to the accuracy.
Digital policing is here.
You can't be afraid of technology. You have to embrace it.
The Chula Vista Police Department is the first in San Diego County to use AI to generate police reports. For a department with the lowest staffing levels in the county, Chief Roxana Kennedy says it's a game changer.
We've been estimating usually 3 to 5 hours per shift. And think about what that means, if that means that officer is going to get back out on the street quicker.
Through a rigorous approval process, the city signed a $1 million contract with body-worn camera maker Axon to implement Draft 1, a generative AI police reporting system.
Good morning. I am Officer Grattan.
Sergeant Priscilla Grattan trained many of the 276 officers on the system. She shows us how it works using a mock burglary scenario.
Are you okay and ready to begin?
Yes, but I'm a little frustrated.
The system transcribes audio from body-worn cameras. There's no video. In less than 5 minutes, the transcription was available.
So please review this draft carefully. It may be incomplete and or contain factual errors.
What it produced was a narrative. I didn't see it change facts or add bias. It translated audio into a sentence form. I corrected a street name and filled in inserts. Those are placeholders where audio wasn't clear. Officers cross-check body-worn video with the report and add any off-camera information. The system also alerts the officer if they've not made at least 10% changes, a safeguard against over-reliance.
You just can't copy and paste it out of it.
But critics like the Electronic Frontier Foundation worry about what the AI produces.
So, for instance, if an officer says, drop the gun, will the report, just based on audio, not visual, will the report say, I said drop the gun, or will it say the suspect was armed? Because those are two very different translations of the same scenario.
SB 524, a California law, now requires agencies to disclose AI use and save the first draft. EFF says that's critical for accountability if the officer's testimony does not match the AI-generated report.
The responsibility and the onus in this is 100% on the officers. And then it goes through the audit trail and all the different levels of supervision that also see the reports.
Chief Kennedy says that they're saving first drafts and she expects scrutiny in court, but body cameras will back up the reports. Ultimately, she says the accountability falls on the officer.
If anybody chose to not be accurate in their reporting, the consequences are up to and including termination, because your credibility as an officer is everything.
Abby Black, CBS 8.
Chula Vista Police began using Draft 1 AI on November 1st, though it is not mandatory. The chief says all reports still go through several levels of review before reaching the DA's office. A spokesperson for District Attorney Summer Steffen told us they have not yet received any AI-generated reports and have no formal policy in place. More than $1.5 million in taxpayer money will be used to scale back a road project in Encinitas. City Council made this decision after months of community complaints over these bike lanes on Santa Fe Drive. CBS 8's Alex Lai, working for you, and shows us what's changing and how those tax dollars now will be spent.
This stretch of Santa Fe Drive has protected bike lanes, planter boxes that back up into back-in parking. Supporters of this project say that it makes the area safer, but others say that the back-in parking is confusing and risky. Now, after last night's City Council vote, parts of this project will be redesigned. The landscaping, bike lanes, and flashing crosswalk were installed in April, but the rest of the project from McKinnon to Evergreen Drive was put on hold after community pushback and a change in the council.
Redesigning Santa Fe, and if that,
After a 4-hour meeting, the council voted 4-1 to redesign the project. On one side of the street, back-in parking will be replaced with parallel spaces to widen the lane, and the protected bike lane will become a traditional painted one.
I have to do what the majority of the people want, and that's the overwhelming majority.
Encinitas Mayor Bruce Ehlers says the change comes after numerous complaints.
For instance, the post office said it's unsafe to deliver mail, and they stopped delivering mail to the 14 houses along Santa Fe Drive. That's not a political statement, that's just fact.
He also says returning to traditional bike lanes reduces the risk of right hook crashes. The original project cost about $4 million. The redesign is estimated to cost between $1.6 and $1.9 million in taxpayer dollars. But the mayor argues lawsuits from accidents could cost even more.
The question is, how many lawsuits would it take for me to burn through $1.9 million? It wouldn't take much.
The lone no vote from City Council was Deputy Mayor Joy Lines.
We're taking a step backwards instead of forward going this way, and it's a very expensive step. There's no way I could show my support for that.
Lines is one of the many in support of completing the safety project instead of redesigning it.
What most of the public came forward to say last night is that they want us to not remove it, but just improve it.
Plans for the redesign are in the works and will be brought back to City Council for final approval. The project is estimated to be completed in about 8 months. In Encinitas, Alex Lai, CBS 8.
And now riding with peace of mind. That's the goal behind a new Uber feature launching in San Diego. It lets women choose to be matched with women drivers. CBS 8's Brian White working for you to explain how this works.
Yeah, it's a small change in the Uber app, but for many women, it could make a big difference in how safe they feel getting a ride, giving them more control over who's behind the wheel.
Being a woman just in the world today is scary in general, so I think that companies doing things to protect us is a wonderful thing.
For many women, getting into a rideshare alone, especially at night, can be nerve-wracking.
I've definitely ridden a lot of Ubers where I didn't feel safe when the driver was a male asking me weird questions, being flirty, trying to get my phone number.
According to Uber's own U.S. safety reports, the company has received thousands of sexual assault reports over the years. In response, it's introducing a new feature called Women Preferences, allowing women riders and drivers to be matched with other women.
A lot of the time when we take Ubers, it's like going home from the bar or something like that, so it's at night. So I think it's a cool opportunity to be able to select a woman at that time of night.
Uber says the goal is simple: give women more comfort, control, and choice when requesting a ride.
I think it'll just make you feel really safe if you're by yourself and just planning to get a ride somewhere. It's a little extra security.
I checked the app. Here's how it works. When you open it, you'll now see the women preference option. Go ahead and turn that on and you'll be matched with a woman driver. And if you want to plan ahead, you can even reserve a trip in advance with that same preference. And if the wait time ends up being too long, you can just go ahead and switch back for a faster pickup.
I've never actually taken Uber by myself. I've always taken it with friends. So if there's an option to choose women only, I would definitely take that.
The feature also works for women behind the wheel. Women drivers can now choose to be paired only with women riders. Right now, about 1 in 5 Uber drivers in the U.S. are women, and Uber hopes this new feature encourages even more to sign up.
It is just a game changer. It's going to be great. I think more women will be comfortable going by themselves.
The new feature just launched in 26 cities nationwide, including right here in San Diego. Working for you, Brian White, CBS 8.
Still ahead, San Diego's first of its kind police task force dedicated to getting ghost guns off the streets. How they are cracking down as San Diego's top prosecutor pushes for stricter regulations. Plus, AI in your doctor's office, how the tech is being used locally, and your rights as a patient. Welcome back here. Cracking down on ghost guns. These unmarked, untraceable firearms are often built with 3D printers, and they continue to threaten public safety. CBS 8's Richard Allen, working for you, spoke with leaders who are trying to get ghost guns off of our streets.
We're definitely asking for the public's help. The goal here is rapid apprehension so that we can get justice for what happened here today.
June 8, 2023, the shooting of San Diego police officer James Romero by J.C. Sarter led to a lockdown of this City Heights community. The convicted felon was later sentenced to nearly 40 years behind bars for attempted murder.
That was a ghost gun he used.
San Diego County District Attorney Summer Steffen says in this and many other cases, securing one of these unserialized and untraceable firearms is alarmingly easy.
He doesn't have to go through any of the hurdles of getting a legal gun.
In fact, most ghost guns are manufactured either through kits that can be purchased online, even though it is illegal to have those kits shipped to California, or their separate parts can be created and then assembled using a 3D printer.
Someone who is not of age to own a gun, someone who has a mental health history, someone with a criminal history can have easy access to these ghost guns.
So far this year, Steffen's office has prosecuted 123 cases involving ghost guns. That's roughly on pace with last year's 218 cases, many of them connected to gang activity.
About half of our gang cases have ghost guns. That's a very large number. So about 50 last year of our gang cases had ghost guns and 28 this year.
It's very hard to find the source of these guns because they're not serialized, there's no marking, so it's very difficult to find who's making these or where they're coming from.
San Diego Police Lieutenant Dan Brinkerhoff heads the department's Ghost Gun Apprehension Team, a first-of-its-kind task force formed in 2021 in partnership with the federal ATF to combat the proliferation of these privately made firearms.
Their sole mission is to go out there proactively look for persons or criminal organizations that are making these guns, selling, or even possessing them.
As a trailblazer, the team now trains other law enforcement agencies nationwide. According to the SDPD, out of the more than 2,200 firearms recovered in 2021, 550 of them, or 25%, were ghost guns. In 2024, out of the more than 1,900 guns impounded, only 247, or 13%, were privately made.
We're out there every day. We specifically have teams that look for this type of crime, and we proactively go after it.
Brinkerhoff also credits the department's collaboration with federal resources and with the district attorney's office for making progress in getting ghost guns off San Diego streets. But there are also limits to how strictly ghost guns can be regulated.
Right now, just possessing or making these ghost guns is a misdemeanor.
Just a misdemeanor.
A misdemeanor.
Both the city and county of San Diego have adopted ordinances banning ghost guns.
It makes it unlawful to have the parts.
Okay.
So it gives an additional tool if you encounter somebody before they assemble it.
California followed suit, passing laws to regulate ghost guns in 2022, now one of 15 states across the country to do so.
But more needs to be done to make sure that there are better laws that specifically address ghost guns.
District Attorney Summer Steffen says she'd like to see stricter laws on the books. Even when a felony case can be made, there are currently no additional enhancements specifically for using a ghost gun. Steffen believes there should be more severe consequences.
All of the protections that we've put that balance the Second Amendment for people who are, law-abiding citizens to own guns, those disappear with ghost guns. So there should be some additional measure to address that.
In the meantime, law enforcement at all levels is continuing to tackle this issue using existing legislation.
They're getting guns off the street almost on a daily basis. They're out there finding these guns and bringing people to justice.
Richard Allen, CBS 8.
Up next, graduation day for canine companions. Meet the new class of puppies that are ready to get to work. Welcome back here. A milestone for CBS 8's Working for Kids campaign. Children's Hospital of Orange County now partnering with Rady Children's Hospital here, welcoming a new facility dog from Canine Companions. San Diego's Rady campus next in line for its own therapy dog. Our Abby Black takes us to Vista for graduation day.
Working for Kids, it's graduation day for canine companions in Vista, where service dogs meet their new partners, including Haynes, who's the new facility dog at Rady Children's Health at Mission. And there's a new class of puppies who are ready to go to work for their professional training.
Black Lab Haynes just graduated from Canine Companions at 20 months old, ready to start her new job helping young patients.
This has been years in the making. We've seen such a need for our patients and families to have this extra source of support.
Haynes is the third facility dog at Rady Children's Hospital in Orange County, but the first at the Mission Viejo campus.
We have a mental health population that has anxiety, depression. They spend long weeks, almost months sometimes, in the hospital, and so she'll be their new companion, help with loneliness.
Haynes is part of the November graduation class at Canine Companions, a nonprofit celebrating its 50th anniversary, placing service dogs with people who need them at no cost.
I mean, we serve over 65 different disabilities, so it's pretty amazing to be able to place a dog with one that can specifically help them.
The dogs start with puppy raisers at 8 weeks old, and at 2 years old, they're matched and trained with their handler.
And her eyes are to die for. They're just like this perfect, like, light brown. She just wants to give love, and that's what we knew, that she was going to be the perfect fit.
Ariel Craig is a child life specialist at Rady Children's Health at Mission and will be one of Haynes' handlers.
A really emotional journey. You know, you fall in love with this dog. They're learning to love you, and so just getting her to listen, we hit like a sweet spot, and then it was just sailing from there, and it was a beautiful partnership.
The dogs master more than 70 commands, but the real magic happens adapting those skills for each patient.
Nudge, I think, is a big one.
Haynes has mastered the nudge.
Get that little nudge of joy and help remind them that there's still happiness and healing in the hospitals.
Through CBS 8's Working for Kids campaign, we're helping to raise money so Rady Children's San Diego campus can be the next in line for a Canine Companions resident dog, just like Haynes.
Good girl.
Working for Kids in Vista, Abby Black, CBS 8.
Oh, they're such helpful dogs and great to see. Coming up, is your doctor using AI? We're going to show you how local medical professionals are now using this technology. And now the next time you visit a doctor, you might be asked to give your permission for the appointment to be audio recorded. After that, artificial intelligence takes over. CBS 8's David Godfreyson shares some of the concern that this is causing as more and more doctors use AI.
This is an AI system that's going to be listening to us, and it's going to be scribing the notes.
The technology is called AI Scribe. Artificial intelligence that can transcribe an audio recording of your doctor's appointment and then summarize what happened in plain English. More and more doctors are using the technology to free up their time that used to be spent typing in notes into a computer.
I remember going to doctors, their back was turned as they were trying to write notes down, looking at the computer. It's not personable.
Once you pick the right patient, you click the button, you start recording, and the rest of the visit goes normally as planned.
Dr. Elon Hecker with Sharp Reese Steely has used the technology for about 2 years.
Our patients have reported improved patient experience, and our doctors overwhelmingly say that the experience is easier and better since they have the AI Scribe.
California law requires that patients consent to the audio recording beforehand, and Dr. Hecker says all doctors are required to sign off on the AI-generated summary before it goes into the system, where it is also accessible by the patients.
We keep the audio transcription for 30 days because there are times where we may want to go back and check something before it's signed, but we don't keep those audio recordings long term.
He says some patients do decline the audio recording due to privacy concerns, but when you think about it, most confidential medical records are already on the cloud.
I find errors very seldom. What I do find is that the context sometimes may be something that I need to adjust.
Dr. Christopher Sharp uses AI Scribe as part of his primary care practice at Stanford Health. He says right now the program does not make treatment suggestions, but it's definitely heading in that direction.
The notes that These systems produced today are much better than the notes that were produced 1 year ago. And I think we're going to see a lot of capabilities that are additional add-on capabilities as we go forward.
So currently, maybe only 20% of doctors in San Diego are using this AI technology, but experts say in the future that number could grow to 90 or perhaps even 100%. In Kearney Mesa, David Gottfredson, CBS 8.
The holiday shopping season now upon us, and the Better Business Bureau is warning shoppers about what's called ghost tapping. That's when scammers secretly charge your card without you knowing. This technology can take your money without ever touching your card using its NFC, or its near field communications. It's how two electronic devices talk to each other, and with data from MasterCard showing more than half of Americans using mobile wallets like Apple Pay, the BBB says shoppers should be vigilant in crowds.
First time I heard about this was at a concert, that people were reporting that they had charges that they weren't familiar with, and it happened after they attended a concert. So when you're in close quarters, and there's Christmas festivals coming up, holiday festivals.
Oh yeah, if you're in big crowds like in this video you see. Cybersecurity experts suggest paying close attention to all of your card activity, know what's coming out of it. They say you can also invest in an RFID blocking wallet or card sleeve, and that might offer you more protection. Americans are drowning in debt these days, and Californians are among those feeling it most. New data from Wallet Hub shows households all around the nation have hit a record $18 trillion in debt. How many zeros is that? Here in the Golden State, we rank second in the U.S. for how fast we're racking up debt. The average California household now owes $259,000 compared to $154,000 nationwide. So much more here. And in just the past 3 months alone, Californians added an average of $880 to their debt.
Is astronomically high. Gas prices are out of control. Real estate is through the roof. And again, taxes are high.
So make a budget, pay down high interest debt first. And that is going to do it for us here. Thank you so much for watching. Working for you at CBS8.com to reach us.